Hi, my name's Amber, if you don't remember from our intro videos, and I'm going to talk to you about the coronavirus vaccines that are out right now. You might associate shots with a bee sting little pinch. I think that's what everybody associates them with, unless you're not vaccinated, which I am not here to tell you what to do with your body, that you should get the vaccine or you should not. I am just here to give you information on the COVID vaccine, which I will refer to as COVID, C19, coronavirus. I don't know. I really just use all the terms for it. So I'm sorry if that's confusing, but it just, what comes out of my mouth comes out of my mouth. But you know that we are in the middle of a pandemic. Unless you lived under a rock or off the grid, then you probably didn't know that, but my gut tells me you knew that we were in the middle of a pandemic. And we have gotten a lot of funding to cut red tapes for the vaccine to be pushed through all of its clinical trials and testing faster than we normally see, which scares people. I just want to figure out what is in this vaccine that we are being distributed across the United States right now. I have done research from the CDC as well as a few other websites to help me figure out information and where to go from here. The long of the short, the short of the long, the smallest overview I can give you about how our immune system works is that we have 3 types of white blood cells. We have macrophages, B lymphocytes, and T lymphocytes, and these all help fight off bad germy germs. When a bad germ comes into our body, our white blood cells recognize that it's not supposed to be there, and then we create an attack. There's like a little army inside of our body that attacks this bad germ, and then they leave some of those T lymphocytes behind to remind us, well, remind our body, not us, because we obviously aren't doing any of the thinking part in there. It's all in our cells. It reminds our body to what to expect with the next time that you get that same germ. They always say you don't ever get the same cold 2 times in a row because of this. And that's why children have such weakened immune systems, because they haven't been introduced to all these germs yet. And that's why they get so sick so much their first few years of life, because they're getting introduced to all the germs, especially when they go to school. Most kids at 5 years old, first time for kindergarten, they're sick a lot. Some earlier if you do 2, 3s, or 4 preschools. Just depends on the parent. But that's the long and the short of how the immune system works. Right now, there are 2 different kinds of COVID vaccines floating around. Well, they're not floating, because that's how we got in this situation in the first place, was germs floating around in the air, which is why everyone had to wear masks, which you know. But they're being distributed, and I looked up from the FDA. They were also in collaboration with the CDC to create 2 types of mRNA vaccines that we are using right now. So those are genetic code vaccines. It's not the actual DNA from the COVID. It is just coding. So it only has a single helix, not the double. It is not the actual COVID vaccine inside, or COVID virus inside this vaccine. It is just coding. And when that gets administered into our body, there is a spike protein that triggers our body to mount a defense against this virus, but it's not the actual virus. It's just coding for it. They took the virus and they did the coding for it. And then when you actually get COVID, hopefully you don't get it, but if you get it, after you've had the vaccine, your body already has those T lymphocytes that remembered from when you got your 2 doses. You get 1 to get the original, army built, and then the second one to booster that army, to build up the extra, surplus of cells that you need. So if you do get corona, your body already knows how to fight it off, and it shouldn't deplete you as hard. Obviously, everybody else's symptoms are ranging from mild to they don't survive. It's very dependent on your immune system. Now, there is also viral vector vaccines, which are the actual virus inside of vaccines. Those have not been approved yet. Only the Pfizer, BioNTech, and the Moderna, the mRNA vaccines, have been approved because it's genetic coding, not the live virus. That has not been approved yet. And then with these the two different types of vaccines, your body is still doing the same thing. This one, they just do not want to administer the actual COVID virus into your body at this point. And then, the Mayo Clinic says that once you get these vaccines, you may get mild symptoms. You may get, shortness of breath. You may get pain or swelling or redness in your arm because they administer in your arm muscle, just like any other vaccine that you get. You might get fatigue, headache, fever, nausea for a day or so afterwards, which that's common with almost all vaccines. But these vaccines are also free of eggs, latex, and preservatives, which is perfect for people who have those kinds of allergies. It really is not much different than the normal vaccines that you get for the flu or, the MMR. It's just got a lot of red tape that was cut quicker. And I just really hope that this short little blurb on reminding you that it's not the actual virus vaccine being distributed right now. It is genetic coding. It took the DNA and it coded it and copied it to put it into a vaccine. So I hope that helps you understand it a little better.